ब्लैंकेट स्टे नहीं है, उसके कई पहलुओं को विचार में करते हुए कहा गया है कि उनको अगर किसी भी वक्फ से हटाया जाएगा, वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी को सरकार कब्जे में लेती है, तो उसके लिए जो प्रोसीजर उसको फॉलो करके जब तक अपीलेट अथॉरिटी का ऑर्डर नहीं होता है, हाईकोर्ट का ऑर्डर नहीं होता है, तब तक उनको नहीं लिया जा सकता उनसे। तो इस तरह का एक बैलेंस बनाते हुए आज का आदेश है। और अमेंडमेंट जो भारत सरकार के द्वारा माननीय मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जो अमेंडमेंट लाए गए थे, उस पर किसी तरह का रोक नहीं है।
कोर्ट ने तो ये भी कहा है कि जो 3 मेंबर हैं नॉन मुस्लिम बनाए जा सकते हैं। कोर्ट ने कहा कि कोशिश की जानी चाहिए कि मुस्लिम ही बोर्ड के मेंबर
नहीं, लेकिन जो पहले था कि 5 तक नॉन मुस्लिम हो सकते थे, लेकिन उसकी संख्या 3 उन्होंने कर दिया है। और यह भी कहा है कि जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है वो जो बोर्ड के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के लिए अपनी
कैसे करेगी, आप फ्रेम कैसे करोगे, रूल कैसे फ्रेम करोगे, आप कैसे तय करोगे कि कौन 5 साल से प्रैक्टिस कर रहा है। ये तो आस्था का विषय है, ये तो अंतर्मन की बात है। तो माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय ने इन तमाम संवेदनात्मक पहलुओं को और छोटे छोटे पहलुओं को देखा है। तो मैं बहुत खुश हूं और मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है। एक बहुत बड़ी लड़ाई है इस देश में वक्फ की जमीनों को बचाने की, हम उस लड़ाई को लड़ते रहेंगे।
In fact, Anisha and Nalini both continue to be with us. Nalini, you know, at the core of the legal challenge were these key provisions of the law had to do with, denotification of properties, also with composition of waqf boards and collectors' inquiry clause here, isn't it? We'll just in fact go back to our reporters in a moment from now, but telling our viewers about these fast-moving developments from the Supreme Court of India today as we speak. The Supreme Court, in fact, has refused to stay the entire Waqf Act but paused certain provisions of the Act. These are details that we have with us right now at this point in time. Nalini, in fact, continues also to be with us. Nalini, first of all, talk to us a little about what has, in fact, been said by the court today as far as these key areas of concern were for the petitioners.
Well, Sneha, in a very important intervention, the Supreme Court has stayed these provisions. These, remember, were the most controversial provisions that were included in this act, against which the petitioners, during the course of the hearing, about almost 4 months back, during the month of May, the petitioners had raised several key arguments, specifically talking about how it's discriminatory against the Muslim community, how the manner in which things are being done under this act is arbitrary, because unfettered powers are given to the government and agents of the government to take decisions regarding waqf properties without any checks and balances. So Kapil Sibal at that time, who was leading the arguments for the petitioners, had essentially spoken about how, according to the current law, if there is a waqf property in dispute, then it is the collector who decides as to whether or not that property belongs to the waqf or it actually belongs to the government. Kapil Sibal had raised this argument that not only was this arbitrary, but this was also against the idea of separation of powers, because the government was being given the power to decide a case in which it was its own interested party. So the Supreme Court, in a very important intervention, has today said that this cannot be done by the government. This can only be done by a tribunal, which means that to a certain aspect there has to be some level of judicial intervention to decide whether or not a particular property belongs to the waqf or it belongs to the government. So that is one provision that has been stayed, whether powers of the collector that were given to him under the Waqf Amendment Act 2025 have been restrained by the intervention of the Supreme Court. Another very important provision that has been stayed is regarding the compulsion that was put in place that any member who wants to convert a particular property to a waqf property has to prove that he has been at least a practicing Muslim for 5 years. So what the petitioners had argued regarding this was that it was arbitrary. It was not possible for somebody to prove that he's been a practicing Muslim for 5 years. How would they go ahead and prove, because there's no documentation to show to this effect? So that also the Supreme Court has stayed. They've said that it cannot be done in this manner. In fact, what they've said is that they will wait for the government to bring out the rules related to this act. Now, this is important to understand, Sneha. Whenever a government comes out with its legislation, soon after that, it follows up with the particular rules and regulations under which that particular act can be governed. And although they are procedural rules and regulations, they are very important to the functioning of the act. So what the Supreme Court has said is that they will wait for the rules to be taken out by the government under this act, and till the time the rules don't come out, this 5-year requirement is going to be taken away and nobody will have to prove that they are a practicing Muslim for at least 5 years if they want to convert this property to a Waqf property. This was another important objection that the petitioners had raised because it essentially stopped them from converting their own property to Waqf property if they so desired, and the Supreme Court has stepped in and ensured that nobody's rights are being violated in this manner. And the third and the most important aspects that the petitioners had raised, on which the Supreme Court again today, although has not issued a stay but has issued some very important directions, they had said that non-Muslim members are being included in the Waqf bodies and the Waqf councils that will essentially decide how Waqf properties are supposed to be regulated. So they had raised objection against inclusion of these non-Muslims, and they had essentially said that when you talk about the Hindu religious endowments or the Sikh religious endowments or any other religious endowments belonging to another community, members from outside that community are never involved in the administrative bodies. But that is something that is being done in this case. It's government intervention and it should not be allowed to be done. So the Supreme Court, although at that time had asked the government very pointed questions about how many non-Muslim members are they going to decide should be included in these bodies, they had also taken reassurances from the government which had been noted down in its earlier orders. But today the Supreme Court's laid down a very clear order. They've said that although non-Muslims will be allowed to be part of these bodies that regulate these Waqf properties, but their number should be minimal. If the body consists of 11 people, not more than 4 should be non-Muslims, and all efforts should be made to ensure
Personally, I'm
that
just
the
going to come back to you, in fact, in a moment from now, listening to what Imran Pratapgarhi has said, member of Rajya Sabha, in conversation with my colleague Sanjay Singh.
की साजिश कर रहा था, उसके लिए तो ये हार ही है ना कि आप प्रैक्टिसिंग मुस्लिम कैसे तय करेंगे। माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय ने सवाल पूछ लिया ना कि आप कैसे तय करेंगे। और मुझे लगता है इस पूरी बिल की आत्मा, जो साजिश वाली आत्मा थी, वो ये पॉइंट बहुत महत्वपूर्ण था। कलेक्टर राज की कोशिश जो सरकार ने की थी वक्फ की जमीनों को लेकर के, उस पर भी रोक लगाना ओवरऑल अंतिम तो नहीं लेकिन अंतरिम बहुत बड़ी राहत है।
बोर्ड के मेंबर्स को लेकर बड़ा विवाद था कि मुस्लिम हो नॉन मुस्लिम्स हो,
नहीं, उस पर भी माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय ने टिप्पणी की है। जजमेंट हम लोगों के सामने आ जाए। मैंने कहा ना, लड़ाई आज अंतिम नहीं है, लेकिन जो भी है हम इसे जीत मानते हैं, अपनी बड़ी
आपके
जीत।
चेहरे से लग रहा है और तमाम
जाहिर सी बात है, हम लोग डे वन से इस लड़ाई को बड़े पैमाने पे लड़ रहे हैं और ये बड़े पैमाने पे देश को, समाज को बांटने की साजिश को लेकर के ये बिल लाया गया था। और अगर उस पे रोक लग रही है माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय की चौखट से, आंशिक तौर पर ही अगर आज इंसाफ मिला है, तो मैं इसे बहुत बड़ी जीत मानूंगा और मैं बहुत खुश हूँ।
खुशी चेहरे तक आ जाए तो लगता है छलक रही है।